what's going on? I'm here with UFC Flyweight Jasmine Jasudavicius. She is fighting Gabriella Fernandes February 25th at the Apex. So I got to start by asking you. I was going through your Twitter and I saw on Valentine's Day you put out a tweet saying that your crush was UFC Fight Pass. What is it about Fight Pass that would make them your Valentine's Day crush?
Well, I mean, I watch Fight Pass every single day. Like there's literally not a day go by that I don't click on it and at least watch one fight. So, it makes the most sense.
Yeah, we love Fight Pass. I know I certainly spent my Valentine's Day on Fight Pass, so as well as many other days. So I love the pick for sure. But you were originally supposed to fight Courtney Casey for this one. When did you find out that she was out of the fight, and what did you make of this change in opponent?
I think it was like 3 weeks ago, something like that I found out. And it wasn't too bad because Mick told me Courtney's out and this girl's stepping in. So it was like, okay, no problem. Like there was no like wait time to see like, okay, am I fighting? Am I not fighting? It got switched over right away. So it was no issue.
Looking at both of those matchups, what are some of the differences you see in Gabriella versus Courtney?
I mean, Gabrielle is a southpaw, so that's like the biggest difference. And but I mean, they're both obviously. I think like stylistically, they're different. Gabrielle is more of like a kicker, and Courtney's more like a boxer. But yeah, like they're both solid everywhere. So
Yeah, both definitely both really fun fights. I also saw you've for some of your training, you go back and forth between Canada and Florida. I can't really think of two more different places than Canada and Florida. So how does that work for you?
oh, it's awesome because I get out of the snow for a while. but but no, it's great. They like the teams they complement each other. They're so similar but different at the same time. And I'm very fortunate to be able to work with both.
Yeah, that's great. So there's a big fight in your division coming up this weekend. Blanchfield, who actually I'm from New Jersey, she trains right near me in New Jersey, and she is fighting Jessica Andrade. What do you make of that fight?
I think it's gonna be a great fight. I've heard Andrade hits like a truck, so I'm sure she's ready for that. I think Blanchfield. I think that she definitely could win the fight. I think it's going to be a really really interesting one, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. Is looking down the line in your division, are there any fighters or fights that you look at and say, maybe I string a win or two more together, and this is a fight I really want for myself?
Honestly, I'm like so zoned in on this fight. I don't even like, I know who's in the division, but I'm not even really paying attention because I'm just locked in on this.
Yeah, that makes sense. So I was right before as I was stalking your social media, and again I saw on your Twitter you posted a pretty sweet edit of like you losing, and then yeah, I forget what you said, but it was like, oh, I'm gonna come back, and then all the music played, and it showed you training and coming back. What have you been doing? What are some of the things you've been correcting after that loss to get ready for this fight?
Man, I've been training nonstop since it sucks like the loss just weighing on you. It feels like it's just like a cloud over you the entire time. And it's been so long since I've been in. So it's like literally it's like there's nothing more that gets like the fire going under your ass than like coming off of a loss. I thought I did everything right before. I was obviously training hard before, and that's was kind of like besides the point. But I feel like I've learned more to be like patient now, and I'm understanding kind of like I feel like I'm maturing as a martial artist. I'm kind of understanding how to play the game more.
Yeah, that makes sense. What when you say you're maturing and being more patient, what exactly do you mean by that?
Like it I feel like in previous fights it's like I just would go in there and be like, okay, I want to punch this girl in the face. You know what I mean? Like I would try to make it too much into a fight. I instead of like kind of allowing it to take its natural course and me like become victorious through that as opposed to trying to force it.
Yeah, and that makes a lot of sense. I also saw you host a podcast called MMA is fucked. What do you do on that show?
So I just tell people, send me in like your most crazy MMA stories, and I just read it and share it to everyone else anonymously. Like, it's so funny. The stories that I get are hilarious. But the best part about it is, so I have a guy who reads over the stories first to make sure that way when I, sift through which ones are good, which ones aren't so good, and that way when I actually read them when I'm recording for the first time, that's my natural reaction. I feel like it's a way more genuine like that, and I think it just comes off better.
What is the craziest story you've received so far?
I can't tell you, it's coming up
Oh,
soon.
it's coming up. It hasn't come out yet. Okay. Do you have any crazy MMA stories of yourself that you'd care to share?
um I have one super embarrassing one. I'm not gonna. I can't share it, man. Oh, maybe one day, maybe on the MMA is fucked. Maybe I'll have to share that one. It's bad. But it was like right before Contender Series. Mike Powell's in it. It's a great story, but I'm gonna leave you with that cliffhanger.
Well,
Um, but other than that, I don't have to. I can't think of anything offhand. I'll have to think about it more though.
yeah, well, I guess you'd have to listen to your show to hear the answer to that question. But with an accent as cool as yours, I don't see why anyone would not want to listen to your podcast. I could listen to you talk all day, especially if it involves cool MMA stories. But I also gotta ask, I don't know how big of an American football fan you are. You also do you have one of the best social medias out of any fighter. I'm not just saying that, I really mean it. Very entertaining. I like the what you do is when you're hitting the pads and there's asking you rapid fire questions. So I gotta ask, I don't know how big of an American football fan you are, but Rihanna just performed at the halftime show of the Super Bowl, and it was awesome. She has all these hits. Do you have any favorite Rihanna songs? And is there any dream concerts or performances you'd like to go see?
I have to be honest, man. I like hardly listen to music. It's so crazy. Like I don't know. I don't know like names of songs. I don't know anything about music. It's such a weird thing. I never got into music or what ever since I was like young. I don't know why. So I don't know.
So when you're
I don't even know any
driving,
Rihanna songs. Oh wait, Umbrella. I know that song.
well, Umbrella's great. That's a great choice, regardless. So when you're driving, what do you? Is it silence? You're just in your own thoughts. What are you listening to?
Well, sometimes I put on the radio, but like it'll just be like almost like background music. Even if I'm like, say a commercial comes on or or I mean, people start talking or anything, I just press skip and it will go to another song. And as long as it's music, I don't care. Like in Florida, it was a lot of like Spanish music and Portuguese and everything. And so I just listen to that a lot. Like I sometimes I just leave it silent and then I just think of visualization or something. But a lot of times silent now that I'm thinking about it.
So then how'd you come up with a walkout song for yourself if you're just not into music?
Well, usually whatever's playing at the gym, that like, because the guys, they're all into music, so they'll throw on their music, everything. So it'll be usually what's at the gym, or like I just ask the guys at the gym, wait guys, what do you think I should walk out to? And then they'll like show me some songs, or sometimes I'll just use songs that like I liked before, or songs that I've heard. I'm like, oh, I like that song. I'll choose that one.
Right. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Maybe for
And
okay.
sorry, and also I'll like look up what gets a crowd hype. If I have a
Oh yeah.
crowd, I'll look that up because it's so sick walking out and getting the crowd involved and
Yeah.
everything. So maybe I'll just ask people next time on Twitter or something, what should be
Yeah.
my next walkout song?
Ask the fans right outside, hey, what's your favorite song? You play that. Or maybe in honor of Rihanna, we can do Umbrella for this fight. That would be cool too. That one would get the crowd going.
That would get the crowd going. That might be an idea.
Yeah. So thank you so much for taking the time. Last question we gotta ask. You are fighting Gabriella Fernandez, February 25th. What is your prediction for this fight? How's this one gonna go down?
This one's going down with me getting my hand raised at the end.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.
You too. Bye.